Hello and welcome to our MSc Clinical Healthcare Technology webinar. I'm delighted that you could join us today. My name is Dr. Adele Goman and I'm the program lead. Later on in this session, I'll be joined by Professor Alison Porter Armstrong, who is a program team member, and she'll be here to answer your questions. So about today's session, we're going to start by talking a little bit about the university and then more about why clinical health technology. I'll then detail some outline about the program and how to apply, and then we'll end with your questions. So on that note, if you have any questions, please do pop them in the chat and we'll get to them at the end. So a little bit about Edinburgh Napier University. So we're a modern university and we've been voted #1 modern university in Scotland and the #1 university in Edinburgh for student satisfaction for 4 years running. We have nearly 20,000 students from over 140 countries. And we have 3 different campuses situated in Edinburgh. And we also do distance learning and online programs where students can access from anywhere in the world. So the university has 5 different schools. We're situated in the School of Health and Social Care, which is shown in blue, and that's where this master's program is based. Within that school, we have 3 different subject areas. This is nursing, midwifery, and allied health and social care sciences. We have a diverse and multidisciplinary staff, and we have several different centres and groups. So some of them are the Centre for Cardiovascular Health, the Centre for Mental Health Practice, Policy and Law Research, the Healthcare Technologies Research Group, and the Population and Public Health Research Group. Alison and I are situated within the Healthcare Technologies Research Group, which many members of this programme team are also based, but we work collaboratively with our colleagues across the school and in the other schools as well. So moving on to why clinical health technology. Well, quite simply, we know this is an area of key importance. For many years now, we've known that the delivery of health and social care could really be transformed for the better by healthcare technologies being used and integrated into services. But progress in this area has been really slow, and there are a number of challenges as to why this is the case. In this review, it was found that the greatest challenge is the culture shift in learning and innovation with a willingness to embrace technology for system-wide improvement. So this MSc is directly addressing this critical need in this area of key importance. So why this master's? Well, this program will further career opportunities by preparing you to lead positive changes in your own area of clinical practice. You will be equipped with core knowledge of healthcare technologies that you can then take away to your own practice to influence engagement, enhance patient outcomes, and improve service delivery. I'd like to outline a few details about the program. So it's been designed to really develop your knowledge of healthcare technology to improve outcomes. And we'll do this a few ways. First of all, we'll address the use of healthcare technologies as a key challenge in society. We know that there are policy and practice contexts that influence this, so you'll be introduced to those. You'll also consider barriers and facilitators to healthcare technology utilization to improve healthcare experiences and outcomes. We also want you to go away to be able to successfully affect change, so we'll include the importance of leadership in healthcare technology development and implementation. And to help you with this, we'll develop some appropriate communication approaches that you can use when you go back to your clinical practice. This program has 3 themes which are present throughout the modules. These are transformation, user-centered approach, and innovation. So we are very fortunate within the School of Health and Social Care that we have a wide range of clinical and academic experts. So this course will be delivered by them, and this spans a whole range of topics. So we have nursing specialities, midwifery, and allied health professions and others, and they will be delivering various elements of the course. So how do you learn? Well, we are a distance learning program, and what that means is it's fully online, so you can access the materials and complete the coursework in your own time from wherever you are. We use a system called Moodle, and this means that you can access all course materials in one place. We will have weekly pre-recorded lectures, so you can watch them at a time convenient to you. You can pause them, you can replay them, you can watch them again. But in addition, you also have the opportunity to take part in a weekly live online tutorials. And these are an opportunity for you to engage with your peers who will be coming from different clinical backgrounds to discuss some of the issues that are raised in the course classes. The time will be selected by the cohort to try and make it as mutually convenient as possible. But if you can't make them, you can also engage with the discussion board, which is within the Moodle system. As a master's program, there is a high degree of independent learning involved as well. So in addition to the discussion board, you'll be expected to do your own independent reading. And to help you with this, we'll outline some key reading for you to get started with. Each module of the program, which I'll outline in a bit more detail in the coming slides, has different assessments, but they've been designed to be of direct relevance to your clinical practice by replicating some real-world challenges. And actually, all program activities have been rooted in clinical practice. So what you can see on the screen here is an outline of the program structure. So this is a 3-year part-time master's program. You can see that in the first year, there are 2 modules. And if you were to exit the program after that point, you would leave with a postgraduate certificate in clinical healthcare technology, as you'll have completed 60 credits. The second year also has 2 further modules. And if you complete those modules as well and exited after that point, then you would leave with a postgraduate diploma in clinical healthcare technology. And finally, going through to the third year and completing that dissertation module would result in you being awarded the MSc Clinical Healthcare Technology Masters. You'll note from this structure that there is nothing scheduled for trimester 3 from June to August. This is because we recognize that as a part-time working clinician, these summer months often present additional challenges for personal, work, family, caring responsibilities. So we've left that open with all the teaching conducted in the other 2 trimesters. Okay, so now I'm going to outline some of the details about the modules to give you a flavor of what you might cover. So the first module, Healthcare Technology 1 Foundations for Transformation, is a 40-credit module. And to give you an idea of what time commitment that involves, you can see in the blue box what is expected. So this would be about 24 hours of lectures, 24 hours of tutorials, and 352 hours of that own guided independent study. So the first module really focuses on those policy and professional practice contexts that are really important for the healthcare technology agenda. It will cover drivers for healthcare transformation across healthcare practices and will get you thinking about the clinical applications and implementation of healthcare technologies. There are lots of things to consider, and these are just a few: quality, safety, ethics, the management of data, clinical effectiveness, and cost effectiveness. We'll also introduce you to the user experiences in the healthcare pathway, which will come up throughout the rest of the program. You'll get the opportunity to identify opportunities to transform service delivery and also ways of leading, delivering, and measuring change. As a 40-credit module, the assessment has 2 parts. One part is a presentation, which accounts for 30% of the grade, and the second part is a written assignment, which accounts for 70% of the grade. For both aspects of this assessment, you'll be able to identify an area that you want to look at, that you feel is important for your current service provision, that could be enhanced by an aspect of technology implementation. For the presentation, you'll develop a 15-minute pre-recorded PowerPoint presentation that you could present to your management and peers to influence engagement. And for your written assignment, you'll develop a project implementation plan. So it's designed to be realistic and an option for you to use as a resource as you go back to your clinical practice to affect change in this area. So moving on to module 2, this is a 20-credit module. So in terms of the time commitment, we'd be looking at about 12 hours of lectures, 12 hours of tutorials, and 176 or so hours of guided independent study. This module really focuses on who the user is and why they're important. How can we work together with different people to improve the design, delivery, and experience of healthcare technology? We can also look at potential barriers and facilitators that arise during the healthcare pathway in terms of accessing technology and using technology. We can look at whether there are any inequalities in healthcare technology utilization, where are they arising and why, and whether we can identify opportunities for improving access and usability of healthcare technology. Now, as a 20-credit module, we have one assessment, which accounts for 100% of the grade. It's a 2,500 to 3,000 word report. And again, you identify an area that is important to you. So a health technology that is underutilized in your clinical practice that you would like to address. It might be within certain settings or across certain groups or more broadly than that, but you drive the the focus of this assessment. So your report will focus on the end users and the barriers and facilitators that are impacting the healthcare technology in your area of clinical practice. Okay, so moving on to module 3, which is innovation in healthcare technologies and leading change. As a 40 credit module, the blue box you can see it's 24 hours of lectures, 24 hours of tutorials, and again 352 hours of guided independent study. This module really focuses on leadership and innovation. So we focus on inclusive innovation and entrepreneurial mindset philosophy, the importance of leading medical product design, development, commercialization, producing a business plan, things like that, that ultimately looking to aim at improving access and usability of healthcare technology. As a 40 credit module, we have 2 assessments, again, a presentation which accounts for 30% of the grade and a written assignment which accounts for 70% of the grade. For this module, you'll complete a technology appraisal of any intervention that might be used to promote health or to prevent, diagnose, treat a disease, or even in rehabilitation or long-term care. Again, you get to choose what technology you want to focus on. For your written assignment, you'll submit 4,000 to 4,500 word report on your technology appraisal. And for your presentation, you'll prepare a poster that provides an executive summary of what you've written in your written assignment. And you'll present this poster to your peers electronically. So moving on to module 4, this is research methods. And this is really to give you an overview of the different types of research methods available to prepare you for your dissertation in the final year, but also for you to critically appraise the existing literature. This module has about 30 hours of core teaching and then 170 hours of guided independent study. So you'll be introduced to qualitative and quantitative research methodologies, how to search literature that's published, and also look at the ethical framework for conducting research. The main focus of this module is to really get you to be able to understand that there are different research methods available, and the one that you need to use depends on your research question and what you're looking to find out. So for the assessment for this 20 credit module, it's a written assignment of 4,000 words where you develop a literature review protocol. So again, you can identify the research question that is relevant to your area of practice. And you'll use a systematic approach to prepare a scientific abstract and a full literature review protocol for this module. The final module is the dissertation. This is a big module, it's 60 credits, and it really is a culmination of everything that you've learned through this master's journey to date. You will carry out your own independent piece of research, and you will demonstrate all the skills that you've put together. So how to choose your research topic and develop an original research question, how to choose the appropriate research design, conduct the literature search, appraise the literature, and apply for ethical and research governance where necessary, conduct the research and analyze it. There's a lot in here, but you will have gathered all this knowledge from the previous modules. For your assessment, it's a big piece of written work. It's a substantial area of research, but you can choose what you want to do. So it can either be a literature review, a small-scale study, or writing of a substantial research proposal. Critically, it's a topic that is aligned to your research interests and your clinical practice interests. So again, you drive the question, you do something that's of interest and relevance to you. So that was a very brief overview of the 5 modules that make up this program. So what I'm going to do now is talk a little bit more about entry requirements and how you can apply. So the entry requirements are a degree at 2.2 or above in a relevant subject, so nursing, midwifery, allied health professionals. Now, if you don't have that degree, but you are interested in applying, please do get in touch because we may also consider other qualifications if you have sufficient relevant work experience within the industry. So if you'd like to find out more and apply, you can go to our website, which is listed on the blue box here. That will take you to our course homepage where there's a brief overview of the course. And there's on the right-hand side, a button that says apply. And you can just click go, and that will take you to our application portal. If you are new to this application portal, you can click on the button that says create new user account, and then follow the steps to submit an application. If you've used this portal before, then you can click on the button that says log in using your existing credentials and then follow the steps to submit an application. Now, if you have any questions, there are several ways you can find the answer. One, you can log on to our website, which is shown there at the top. You can also learn more about the Health Technologies Research Group following the website in the middle. And you're also able to email me as program lead using the email address shown on the screen at the bottom. As we're in a webinar, you also have the opportunity to ask questions now. So I'm going to invite Professor Alison Porter-Armstrong to join us, and we'll get started with the questions that have appeared in the chat. So welcome, Alison. Thank you.
Hi, Adele. Lovely to join you, and hello to everybody who's joining us online or also will be watching this later on as a recorded version. You're all very welcome, and I'm delighted to be here. So I think we've got some questions, Adele. Will we get going?
We do. We've got the first one. So is attendance required on campus at any stage, or is the program delivered fully online?
So whilst we would love to welcome you onto campus, and of course you're welcome anytime, the program is delivered fully online. So you are able to access this course regardless of your geographical location, as long as you have internet access.
Fantastic, thank you. And I think I can see another one in the chat. So here we are. I'm an occupational therapist. Is this program relevant to me?
Well, I'll let you into a secret. I'm also an occupational therapist, so it's lovely to meet another colleague online. But that isn't a criteria for anyone who isn't an occupational therapist. So yes, the program is open and has been written for those of you who are from a nursing, a midwifery, or an allied health professions background. So if you're from any of those professions, this program is entirely relevant for you, and we would be delighted to welcome you onto the program.
Thank you. That's great. Just see another one. We'll just get that one popped up. So who will be delivering the teaching, and what experience do they have in this area?
That's a good question. So the School of Health and Social Care at Edinburgh Napier University has a very highly skilled workforce. In our school, we have a School of Nursing, which quite uniquely offers all 7 of the nursing specialties, as well as midwifery. And in the School of Allied Health and Social Care Sciences, we have staff from occupational therapy, physiotherapy, and social work backgrounds. So staff involved in delivering the programme will be drawn from across all of those professional groups and have extensive experience in delivering online postgraduate education, as well as clinical experiences. Occasionally, lectures might be delivered from staff outside of our school. We have very good collaborations with school, for example, in the School of Computing, Engineering and Built Environment. And we also have a steady stream of visiting staff to us, including international Fulbright scholars. In terms of our programme team, we have 4 core staff in healthcare technology, innovation and assessment. And Dr. Del Goleman, who you're meeting today, is the programme lead, and she is supported by the entire healthcare technology research group. So you will find links to our website online. You can look at the wide range of projects that we're currently involved in and that you'll learn about through this programme, as well as links to this MSc programme.
Thanks, Alison. That's great. Oh, got another one. How will I be assessed during this program?
Okay, I think Adele talked a little bit about it in her presentation. So we will use authentic assessments in this program. And what we mean by authentic assessment is that the work we require of you replicates your real world challenges and standards of performance that professionals typically use in practice. So for example, if I took module 1, which is the Healthcare Technology Foundations for Transformation module, we would ask you as one component of assessment to develop an oral presentation that you can then use actually as a pitch to your line manager or your colleagues to explain why the area of healthcare technology is important contextually and professionally, and what specific area you might be able to focus on transforming through the use of technology. This is a presentation that you'll be very likely to be able to make use of as you proceed through your journey, and we hope that you might be able to use it for other purposes, such as attending professional conferences and sharing in journal clubs or local staff meetings. But all assessed components on this programme should have direct relevance to your practice, your everyday clinical practice.
Thanks, Alison. That's great. It's also great to see so many questions coming through. So we've got another one here. I'm a bit worried as it is a long time since I was a student and I have forgotten a lot of research skills. What support is available for the research project?
Okay, so firstly, I'd say don't worry about this. Please don't worry about this. Lots of clinicians do get a little bit concerned about when they see the word research. You will embark upon a research methods module in your second year before you start your research project. So you'll have a chance to revise all of those forgotten elements before you even start your project. You will be allocated a research supervisor to help support you with your research project in year 3, and they will guide you through every aspect of your project using regular supervisory inputs. If you're close to campus, you might want to pop onto campus for those conversations in person. If you're further away from campus, those will be hosted online. But we may also host some group supervisory sessions as well, where common needs are identified and you can learn from your colleagues and your peers and provide each other with some peer support. So that's also an important aspect of your learning as you progress through your research.
Thank you. That's great. Our class is scheduled to run over the summer period. Now, we touched on this a little bit in the presentation. Alison, do you have anything else to add for that?
No, they're not. And I suppose the programme team, when we wrote this programme, we really recognise that our students will be very busy clinicians who work very hard in their everyday practices. And the summer period presents particular issues in being able to use well-deserved annual leave, as well as provide cover for colleagues who might be taking leave, and juggling childcare and all of those other responsibilities over that busy period. So for that reason, the programme runs annually from September to June only, and that's trimester 1 and 2.
That's great, thank you. Okay, so we've got another question. On a weekly basis, when do classes occur and how does online delivery operate?
Okay, I think, Adele, you did talk a little bit about this, but just to reiterate, each student will have access to our learning platform. That's called Moodle. And all of the course documentation and individual modular content will be uploaded onto your Moodle page. You can access that at a time of your own convenience during the week. We will release weekly material, which will include a reading list, links to the library resources, which are really plentiful for this programme. And each week we will have an online tutorial. Now, as Adele said in her presentation, that tutorial will be organised at a mutually convenient time, which will be agreed at the start of the module by all student consensus. We realise that one day and one time per week may not fit everybody, so we will record this for upload on the occasions that you might not be able to attend the live session. However, depending upon student numbers on the course and the course team, we will try to also consider hosting 2 live sessions per week to maximise the opportunities that you have to attend live. But please note that one or maybe both of these sessions may occur outside of your normal working hours.
Thank you, Alison. Okay, I'm a full-time clinician and need to know what the expected time commitment is for the course.
Right, well, the time that you need for each module will depend on the size and shape of the module, whether it's a 20 credit or a 40 credit module across the academic year. So a 20 credit module requires 200 hours of study, a 40 credit module requires 400 hours of study. So that includes your personal reading time, as well as time to actively engage in your Moodle resources. So we would say approximately 1 to 2 days per week might give an approximate indication of the days and times that you might need to spend engaging in your course material.
Thank you. That's great. And how will this course benefit my everyday practice? We've had that question come in.
Well, we've already spoken about authentic assessments and how they will have immediate transferability into your everyday practice. So we think that that will be an immediate benefit to transforming your practice. But I suppose we would hope that the applicants to this course aim to be thought leaders in this area, and engaging in the course will help you acquire the knowledge and skills to enable you to continue your journey as a trailblazer, as a thought leader in this area to transform your service.
That's great. I think we've got time for a couple more questions. So how will this course help me build my knowledge and skills in this area?
Right. So this course has been designed as a spiral curriculum. And what that means is that you'll start to build your knowledge and skills looking at the policy piece, the professional piece, and the contextual piece in healthcare in your first module. And then that gives you a sound foundation to build upon that in your subsequent modules. Taking your specific area right through to a research project. And we would really hope that those research projects at the end include some primary data collection so that you can begin to evidence change in your practice, and that you can use that to really move forward, whether that's into doctoral programs or whether it's just into leading a new type of service in your local area.
Thank you. I think we've got time for one last question. So can international students apply?
Yes, they absolutely can, and you're very welcome to apply. We would welcome you warmly to come and join our cohort here. We adopt a global outlook to the work that we're doing. We would hope that all of the reading that our students will do will enable them to adopt a global outlook. It's a very important aspect of the curriculum that we've developed. And it's a key tenet of the work that we do. So we absolutely welcome international students.
Thank you, Alison. So thank you everyone for attending our webinar and for asking those questions. If you have any other questions, do reach out to us. And we're just going to end now with that video that we played at the start. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.